Hi, this is Derek Van Clive with the Boathouse here in Naples, Florida. Here on a Sportsman 261 Heritage, working with the Garmin 8612 XSV today to show off some of the functions and how you can set your own preferences, whether it be overlays, combo charts, favorite screens, or if you wanted to change your units or language within your Garmin. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and we'll crack into it. So here we are on your standard navigation screen as it comes from the factory. You'll see we have it set up on a 4-corner overlay where you've got your GPS speedometer, your heading, your GPS position, and your depth, which let's say we want way more information in front of us or even less. First thing that we can do is, let's say I don't really care about my GPS positioning because I do have it within my VHF. I can go ahead and hold that button and replace data with anything that I would want to see on the boat. So let's say, for instance, I want to see what my engine trim is at, and we'll have that there. So we tap on engine, scroll down until we find trim, and that's going to give me by percentage where my engines are trimmed up to. Now, that's still not a ton of information in front of us. So we can hit options, edit overlays, and we have the 4 corners currently, but we can hit data, and we have quite a few options that are here. We can do a single sidebar, which is very common amongst a lot of boats. There's an alternative version of it where you can have a large box with 4 below. Top bar puts all your information on top of the screen. Small corners, same thing, just less information in your face, more of the navigation. Back to corners, double corners, a double sidebar, which gives you a lot of information on one side, or you can go none, so you have nothing in the way of your navigation. Now, personally, if it's my boat, I like sidebar. Gives me all the information I want, doesn't impede too much upon what I have on my main screen here. So we can go back out, and again, it'll be set up standard with your speed, heading, water temperature, depth, time of day, and GPS positioning. Now, as I just showed you, if you want to change any bit of this information, let's say we don't care about the time of day because I don't care when I get back, I can tap on that, and let's say I want to see what my fuel is, and let's go tank level. And you have 2 options here. You can either do analog or digital. Both of them will give you a percentage, but the analog gives you a little bar behind it. Personally, I'm a fan of digital for the clean look as just a percentage of what my fuel level is. Now, let's say I wanted to put that on another screen that I built up on my own. I can go over to combos, and you have a lot that are already set up by the manufacturer, but maybe I'm missing a feature that I want on one of my screens. So first thing we do is we tap to add combo. Now, there's a few things that you can do here on the side. The first one that most people go to is going to be your layout. And you see you've got quite a few options here. You can either do 1 main screen, twins, you can do a horizontal cut, 3, and depending on the size of your screen, you could go up to 6 pieces of information on one screen. But I think it's a little bit too cluttered for this size, so let's go ahead and do a side-by-side combo. And to add a screen, I'm going to tap 1, and these are going to be kind of what you see on the bottom bar when you hit home. So if I want to put a navigation chart on one side, I can put that here. And then I tap to the other side, and let's say I want my Yamaha information on the other. I can go gauges, scroll down, add Yamaha, hit done, and that's going to put all that information onto one screen here. Now, you will notice when you originally create a combo, there's not going to be any overlays on either of the screens. I like to have a little bit more information than that. So we're going to go ahead and edit the combo, overlays, and you see right now it's stated none. We can change that, and let's go ahead and do a top bar of information. And you can see now we have all that information on the top bar. Same thing as before, if you tap on any of them, you can change it out to whatever information you want to see per screen. Now, you do have a lot of different points of data that comes into this, and let's say you care about seeing something in your traditional format, whether you like to have it in metric, imperial, or you want to see it in knots. Quite easy to do. What we're going to do is hit home, go to settings, preferences, units, and we can change everything from here. So system units, let's say we want to have it in nautical miles. We can hit that there, back out, and you can see now it's going to start giving my speed in knots. Beyond that, we can also change our language on the screens. We go into the same thing, go ahead and hit Preferences, Language, and let's say you'd prefer to have your screens in Spanish. Scroll down to Espanol, back, and now everything has converted over to Spanish or whatever language you prefer. I'm going to go ahead and change it back to English for the course of the video here. And let's say we want to go ahead and set up our preferences as far as the screens that we use most commonly. Now we have pinned, and you can see it's going to give you a quick instructional how to do it. But let's say I like to have my navigation chart pinned. I'm going to hold that for a couple seconds, add to pinned. And I like to also have my sonar there. I'm going to use traditional, add that to pinned. And I'm going to go ahead and also add in my digital switching. So now I have all of my favorite screens right here in one. If I were to ever want to get rid of one of those, same thing, hold, remove the pin, and now it's deleted from that screen. But it gives you a nice easy access instead of having to go through all the different screens to find the information you're looking for while you're underway, and it makes it for a safer day on the water. Now, last thing I do want to chat about here is more information as far as your engines and what you have. You can also come to the trip tab, which is going to give you all of the information on your engines. You can see that you have total time, which is going to be batteries turned on, engines turned on, but not necessarily running. Moving time, engines are running, it's going to keep track of that. Max speed that the boat's been to, what your moving average is, odometer, how far the boat's moved, as well as just a little bit more of an insight and history on your own boat. Thank you again for stopping by Boathouse University, where we went over how to set up your own preferences, combos, favorite screens, and units. So if you have any questions about what we went through today, or if you want to see anything a little bit more in depth, please leave a note in the comments below. So thank you again for stopping by, and we'll see you on the water.